Hey there, Tall Man Clan. We are back. And we are in Athens. We are right in front of the Acropolis and the Parthenon. That is not a backdrop. If you haven't seen any of our videos before, again, not a backdrop. We're in Athens. We are on the rooftop of our apartment. We have chosen to rent an apartment for a week instead of doing a hotel. And oh my gosh, the rates were great. We will share that if you want it in a different video. Right? Enough about that. Today, we want to talk about the Temple of Zeus. So let's get to it. We'll take you there. Yes, we will. And yes, we are. Okay. So day one for us actually started the day we disembarked from the Resilient Lady here in Athens. Mm-hmm. We have, well, I guess, hired a guy to help us with our 6 days here to make the most of it. And let me tell you, if you have limited time here, you gotta hire a guy or a girl, right? You gotta find somebody to help you. There is so much to do here. I'm probably going to repeat this phrase over and over again through the videos this week, but it's really, it's like drinking from a water hose. If you're into history, this Athens has got to be at the top of the bucket list if you've never been here before. It is utterly breathtaking. In a lot of cases, you're standing in front of these things and you're speechless. Okay, I'll be honest. Lisa and I had dinner tonight, and in front of this, and we're like,
the only word that comes out of your mouth is "wow."
Just, right. So, the main reason I talk about finding somebody to help you through the process is there is so much to see. There is so much history here. You have to remember the history of Athens goes back thousands and thousands of years, and it's everywhere. It's in the museum. It's in monuments like this. It's everywhere. But it's not all right, here. It's like, for instance, we went to, oh my God, we went to Delphi yesterday. Or today. I don't know. It's all run together already. But it's like 2.5 hours away. So it's without traffic, right? And so it's 2.5 hours there, 2.5 hours back. So there's 5 hours. Never mind the time you're going to spend in the location. And some of these locations, you spend 3-4 hours, right? So you need someone to help who understands the layout of the geography, the traffic patterns, the weather patterns, and the time you're going to probably spend there to help put a schedule together for you to give you enough time, whether it's a tour company or someone like our guy. Again, his name is Fotis. I will share just a special video about him as we conclude our visit here, because if you ever come here, you want to find somebody like a Fotis. Okay, so enough of that. We're gonna show you raw footage of the Temple of Zeus. Now, the reason why I said raw footage is we're going to do a produced video of just the Temple of Zeus later on the channel. But we've promised through our 50-day adventure to bring this to you as we're doing it. And so we're trying our best to do it like in the moment, but Wi-Fi sometimes, does get in the way. So this is just raw footage of the Temple of Zeus. Okay? So this is us
like
just
now.
driving.
And
by the way,
wow.
It was a fairly quick drive from the port, if you're coming here on a cruise ship, to the Temple of Zeus, by the way, also to the Acropolis, okay? I don't know, maybe 10, 15 minutes. So some of these things here in Athens proper are really close to one another, a walking distance, okay? Like we're going to go do the Museum of the Acropolis. We're just going to walk there from the apartment, okay? Mm-hmm. What passed in the video, I will just back it up real quick, okay? There are all kinds of books that you can get here. This particular book he had that he was showing us, here I'm just going to scroll, okay? This is what it looks like right now. Well, right now there's scaffolding all around it. But when the scaffolding's down, this is what it looks like, okay? These books have like little slicks. And so page 1 would be the slick, shows you what it would look like back, several thousand years ago. And then when you flip it over, it shows you what it looks like now. What's really neat about this is it gives you some reference of what these structures used to look like. And so again, this was just a quick clip that I put in here. Okay, here we go.
Because now, and like I said before,
Here we go. That's how monumental that structure was. So this is us just entering the grounds. Today, we are at the Temple of Zeus, father of all the gods. Now, one thing unique about this particular site is it is very, very flat. Most of them are not. And so it was quite easy to navigate through here. Okay, so if you have mobility challenges, the Temple of Zeus is definitely one that you can get to easily. Okay, one thing that I want to share with you guys is the absolute size and scope of this structure, of any of them for that matter. You may have watched videos online like I have, and they're impressive, but until you're standing in front of them, you really just have no idea how huge these things. I think that it was like 6 stories tall. Unbelievable. Like this column that's fallen. Each of these pieces, they're like 6 foot in diameter. I mean, they're massive. They weigh tons and tons and tons. It's just impressive. Okay? Now, I don't know if they're in the middle of just sort of a restoration or protection, or they're going to rebuild. There's a lot of honestly rebuilding going on. They're not just protecting what's there, but they're rebuilding. Actually, we just learned recently there's a lot of stuff that you look at, some of the stuff that it's not original. It's actually been replaced, and the originals have been removed and protected.
Yeah, the originals are in the museums all over the world. Yeah,
most of them here, but a lot of them all over.
In England, and they're all over the place.
On this side, as you can see, and it's laid out. Everything's numbered, by the way. If you look closely, you can see the numbers on stuff. It's all there to see. These are all remnants of the Temple of Zeus. It's amazing to see. By the way, there's not always a rope. Some of these things you can walk up and touch, but don't do it. You're not allowed to touch anything anywhere here, whether it's in a museum or not. So if you have the urge to go touch, please don't. Somebody will come and yell at you and potentially throw you out. so don't do that. Okay. And the other thing to consider, especially some of these that you're seeing here from the columns, again, the pieces are just, they're absolutely enormous. Okay, which hang on, I want to stop it right here because that was a good picture, right? When I talk about restoration, right? So we saw this in some of the stuff at the Acropolis, but I know they're probably doing that here too. Like if you look, you can tell those are pieces of a column, but at least half of it's gone. So what they do is they know what the sizes are supposed to be from sizes that are still around, and they go ahead and they recast and or recarve, in some cases, the pieces that are missing from these particular pieces. And then when they restack them, it looks like it was always there. Now, if when you go to the Parthenon, when we show you that video, which will be tomorrow, you will see there's some light color, like let's call it white, and then there's some darker colors, or like a dark tan, okay? Obviously, the white colors are the new parts. The tan colors are the original. And this is how they're able to restore some of these structures, some of these monuments. Okay? What I also find amazing, as you're walking around the site, this is a video clip that shows it pretty good, there's remnants of walls there in the ground, like right here. That was a wall of some kind. Right, so I don't know if the site hasn't been fully excavated or it's been excavated and just recovered, but you're literally walking on history everywhere you go. I just want to pause that for just a second. That little rock down there with the little V in it, okay? That's not natural. Somebody carved that at some point, or it was part of a carved thing, a column or whatever, and through time and and destruction and things, but they're all over the site. They're just, at least in this site, they're laying everywhere and you're walking amongst it. It's, I don't know, it just was an overwhelming thing, especially this being the first thing that we went to just see it all there. We're now getting to part, this is the front half of a Roman bath. There's the sign of it. The full circumference of the building is there. It's pretty massive in and itself. Again, Roman bath. Roman and Greek history intertwine, and so you see a lot of Roman structure. In fact, we also learned today that a lot of Roman sculptures are copies of Greek sculptures.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's the Temple of Zeus, guys. As I mentioned, we will do a prepared video that will have some narration to give you some more history behind it and stuff. But that is going to take a lot more time than we have while we're here. Again, drinking with a fire hose. And as we promised to bring it to you as we're doing it. So that's a quick glimpse of the Temple of Zeus. All right. So I guess until we see you all again, which will be tomorrow, and we're going to be looking at that sucker right there. Oh, man. Anyway, until we see you all again, be safe.